Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another fishing tip of the week, and today we're going to discuss basic reel maintenance for your spinning reel. If you fish as much as I do, these guys get jacked up pretty hard, man. So basically we're going to do very simple maintenance because I'm not finding any issues internally right now. It's running pretty good, but I do want to clean it up, you know, re-oil the disc drag or the drag itself, and you know, the line guides and stuff like that. I just want to give it a good coating of oil and make sure everything is running smooth and there's no nicks or anything that's going to end up damaging my line, especially around this part right here, the lip of the spool. So what we're going to do first, well, before we even start, you see this tab right here? That's basically there to hold your fishing line. It's just, you simply put it through that little notch. Out there it is. It keeps the line out of the way, keeps them flying around while you're doing this, okay? So we're going to take this off. We're going to take the spool off right quick. Let's see, there we go. And she's looking pretty good on the inside. I might put a little oil on there, a little grease. Yeah, she's running pretty smooth. And what we're going to do here, let me see if I can focus this down a little bit. We're going to go ahead and remove that little ring. You see that little ring right there? We got to remove that to get to the drag itself. So basically you're going to need a small screwdriver, and we're going to pop that out, hopefully not lose it. Get in there. There we go. Okay, we got that out. See that? There it is. Now a simple way of taking this out without sticking a screwdriver in there, just flip it over, give it a little smack, comes out all in one shot. Alright, and it does look like it needs some cleaning. That looks really dirty, and we're going to go ahead and clean the inside of that as well. Whatever you do, don't start throwing these things around. They go in a certain order, and if you put them back the wrong way, your drag is going to be really messed up. So you want to keep everything the same. So we're just going to put that onto the side. Now I'm going to get some tissue. I'm using toilet paper, doesn't matter. And we're going to go ahead and just start wiping down anything that we can. If you want, you could also use soap and water with a sponge, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to give it a nice little wipe because I am going to go fishing again. I'm going to dog this reel. I'm going to take a couple of Q-tips, just clean out the inside, make sure everything's nice. Wow, that was really dirty. Poor reel. Alright. That looks pretty good. Everything looks pretty clean inside. No dirt. Yeah, there we go. Nice and clean. Wipe the outside off. Might have to use a little bit of soapy water. There's some leftover fish stuff on it. Alright. There we go. And this is something that you guys should do at least every 2 weeks. I'm saying, I think about every 2 weeks is good enough. You just want to get that stuff out of there. You don't want your stuff, you know, these reels aren't cheap, you know, $40, $50, you know, for some it's like, wow, it's no big deal, but you know, if you don't have $40, $50, your mom and dad ain't giving you that kind of money, you know, for cutting the lawn or whatever. You know, that's a lot of money. So we wipe down everything. Everything's looking good on the inside. Everything's looking pretty good on the outside and inside the spool. So what I have here, I'm using pen grease and pen oil. I'm going to go ahead and put some of this grease down inside of the spool. Just a little bit. I'm using a Q-tip. That's all I'm going to do. Just wipe it in there just like that. Okay, that looks good. Now we have to pretty much try to clean these, but we're not going to dunk it in soap and water. I'm just going to wipe them down one by one. When it comes to the felt, all you want to do is squeeze it down. Okay, you don't want to go rubbing on it or anything like that because you will destroy it. Just squeeze them down, soak up that excess oil like so. You see how that came out? All that extra oil. Go over it, make sure there's no tears, It looks all pretty much even. And for these, I could use the grease, but I prefer using the oil. So we're just going to place oil on this one. Okay, make sure it's all nice and soaked in. Perfect. Be liberal with the oil. Don't worry about anything else. Just make sure it's nicely soaked. Since that was the first one out, that's the first one back inside. Same thing. We're just going to keep going through the list. Nice little wipe. Oh, there goes my phone. Alright. We're going to go ahead and do this. More oil. Okay. That goes in second. That was the second one from the bottom. And we're just going to keep doing this all the way through until we're done with all of them. Okay, now that we have them all done, we have to reinsert the lock ring back inside. I don't know if you can see this, but there's an actual groove that goes inside just above the last washer, and that's where this sits. So you have to put that back in there, and that's going to be the hard part, because it's not that hard, but there you go. Exact, just like that. Okay, so now you basically have done your drag. All nice and neat. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and move on to this part. This is the shaft of the rod. Then you have your spokes right there. We're going to drop a little bit of oil right on this shaft. There we go, not so much, just enough. There we go. And we're going to put a little bit of grease on top of this part right here. Not too much. You don't want to over grease, because all it's going to do is cause problems. It's going to add a thicker layer and eventually just cause you a headache. And for this part, we're just going to add a drop of oil inside there. Let that swim around. And we're going to go ahead and put it all back together. And you pretty much did your drag. Okay? We're going to leave it loose. You never want to tighten it. Now we're going to go on with the line roller. Basically, you're just going to remove that one screw that's right here. You're going to remove that screw. Okay. You want to be careful here, because there are small parts. Okay, so we're just going to remove it. There we go. Okay, I'm going to keep it just like that. Now this is looking really bad. This is looking very dirty inside. Wow. Okay. Basically all you're going to do here, same thing, clean it up, add some oil. Check this part. For what it is, it's looking pretty nice. Okay, we're just going to add oil to this as well. We're going to add oil to the roller. Both sides. Okay, let's set that aside right quick. And we're going to take a look at this side here, right there. That's looking pretty clean, so we're just going to add more oil to it. And we're just basically going to put it all back together. Okay, there we go. And just screw it back in. Make sure you have it nice and tight, so it don't come out on you. Perfect. Everything else is looking good. I guess we could put a little drop of oil on here, on the handle, help it, you know, spin around a little bit more easier. There we go. We are going to have to wipe down all the excess. That's looking pretty good. Now basically all I'm going to do is give it a nice little wipe down. Like I said, I'm using toilet paper. You can use whatever you want. I'm just going to give it a nice little wipe. Make it look good. Well, as good as it can get, because this thing is, I'm telling you, you can see this with your own eyes. This thing is like, it's seen action. Okay. And there you have it. Easy peasy, real maintenance. Alright guys, until next time, have a good one. And remember, keep chasing wild.